Yo, greetings family, how y'all doing? Hope that everybody's good, cooling. In this video, we have a couple of topics, someone tried to just kind of flow with me. And we'll mainly be speaking about the powers of meditation, forgiveness, and just continuing on your process of growth. And also acceptance, So just even a quick therapy session, like we all have things that go on in our life. And we all have things that we go through, So one way to really stay balanced and in order to make it through life is going to be acceptance. The quicker that you accept what's going on and the quicker that you accept what has happened, the quicker things can get back to a more balanced state of being. Like we go through certain stuff and a lot of our turmoil and a lot of our trauma comes from shock. Maybe we thought this person would never do something to us, or maybe we thought certain things could never happen to us. Maybe we thought certain things would work out, but it didn't. Like whatever we're going for and going after, there will be disappointments and letdowns. And we have to just accept these things. That's why we really and genuinely have to study, because we're not just reading these books and studying just for pleasure and just to fill our time and for leisure. You have to really use this knowledge for your real life. Like we read and study that we're in the material world, so it's gonna go up and down. We're on the pendulum or whatnot. So we have to understand and just know this. Like it won't always be cool. Like it won't always just be happy and sweet all the time. Like there will be turmoil and there will be struggle. Like that's just the nature of not even life. That's just the nature of existence, because life and death are one and the same. Like in order to have life, you get death. Like life comes out of death. Like especially like if you look out, especially go to the farm and look out in nature, like a lot of the new plants, they come and they grow in the dead leaves and the dead soil. Like a lot of the dead and decaying matter and leaves are the only reason that the new leaves and sprouts can grow. Like even for you, like certain people had to die so you could be alive right now. Like even the Most High had to give up. It's not necessarily a death, but there was a so-called destruction or a loss or a change before these new things came about. So you're going to go through struggle and trials, and eventually you're going to get happy that you go through these things. It tells you that, like in James, like consider it all joy, my brethren, when you go through trials and temptation. For this is the testing and the securing of your faith, because the more tests and trials you go through, and the more you keep coming out on the other side unscathed and stronger than ever, you're going to really see the real power of yourself and the Most High inside. So accept what's going on, bros. And even for my sisters too, like accept what's going on in your life. Like stop trying to fight it and stop wishing that it was something else. Stop wishing you had this. Stop wishing you didn't have to go through this. Stop wishing it was easier. Like accept what's going on. And once you accept these things, this is how you really get to move on to the next level, because it's all for your growth. So that's really a real lesson as far as acceptance. Acceptance is real medicine and therapy for ourselves, because reality is going to constantly disappoint us, but we want to just stay in a balance in one state. And so then that leads us to the next thing, which is we'll speak about meditation and forgiveness. All right. So even along with acceptance, another aspect that we have to take on is forgiveness. We have to, the main person who we have to forgive is ourselves, because a lot of times we're hard on ourselves. Like we beat ourselves up if we're not reaching a certain ideal, or we're real hard on ourselves if we haven't done something, or we can look back in 2020 and we might feel guilty or whatever. Like the main person you have to forgive is yourself. And even the way to really not live in guilt is to give your all. If you live every day to the fullest, and if you really just give your all to everything you're doing, at the end of the day, even if you don't succeed, there will be that small feeling in your heart, and you can look back and really at least know like you gave it your all, like you really did everything you can do. Like a lot of times guilt and sorrow and stuff, these things come from because we know we didn't live up to and act in our fullest potential. And our fullest potential is God. So human, we are a man and we are our women and are in this human state. But our higher self is our fullest potential, and that's the God state. So the God state exists within, but these are all, not even but the God state exists within, and all of these are qualities that you have to take on as a soul in order to get into the God state. The God state is like mental, and it's also just how you think and how you be. So forgiveness is a very big thing because people gonna really slice you. You know what I'm saying? Like when you come up, and especially as a Christ, people gonna try to cut you, and they gonna try to comfort you. You know what I'm saying? And it could be on the scheme of somebody literally physically coming for you, trying to kill you and take you out. And a lot of it happens in the emotional and mental world. Like people will try to make you feel less than. People will try to like cash you out. People may do like a lot of talking behind your back. But one interesting thing though is that as a Christ, and really when you had that God power, people gonna fear you too. You know, people gonna really fear you. You know what I'm saying? And people gonna act and do all type of ways. You know what I'm saying? Just look at the story of Jesus. You know what I'm saying? This is the Son of God. You know what I'm saying? According to their beliefs, like this is the actual Son of God, and they still spit on him. They killed this man. So what do you think they gonna do to you? You know what I'm saying? When you turn up. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely wanted to share with us that about forgiveness because stuff is gonna always happen, and the thing is, you're not forgiving people for them. You forgiving them for you, because you not. If you still hurt about something like 5 years later, you really that thing got power over you because it's affecting how you thinking. It's affecting your state of being. It's affecting your happiness. It's affecting how you are, affecting your decision making. Like stuff gonna happen, y'all, and that's why the Buddha say like stay detached. Like that's why you're not supposed to be attached to what happens in this life because if you stay attached to this stuff, like stuff gonna happen, and a lot of this stuff gonna be bullshit too. Like on the path of coming up, a lot of the stuff you gonna go through is literally gonna be true and pure like bullshit. Like and I won't even say it's not a reason for it, but like a lot of the stuff you be going through, like it is some bullshit. Like and you know it. You know what I'm saying? Like so like you can't hold on to this stuff. Stay detached and keep your mind like you know what I'm saying in a pure state. You know what I'm saying? And that leads us to the meditation, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like the meditation, I'll be honest, is really one of the main things that I found to ascend and help on the journey because the meditation is literally gonna allow the third eye to open, just as simple as that, and you're gonna be able to see through this plane, and you'll also be able to hear and see and get in tune with the Most High because you'll see through man, because man puts up a real good front, man can put up a real good talk, can dress up real good, you know what I'm saying, have big houses and stuff, and all of these things are charades. All of these things are masks and coverings for the real being within. And a lot of people use even personalities and mindsets and whatever. They even use cultures to cover up who they really are. You know what I'm saying? So when you meditate, this is how you begin to have real bliss because we've been fed a lot of lies. So when you meditate, the real eye opens up inside and you can really begin to live in truth, you know? So it's really not even too much that I can say on it. It's really more so of something that you have to go in and find yourself. All I can do is point the way. You know what I'm saying? All I can do is just let you know what exists, but you have to be the one who opens the door and builds the discipline. You know what I'm saying? And one last key, I always hear people say like, "Oh, I can't control my mind." You know what I'm saying? "Oh, it's impossible to quiet my mind." You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to quiet my mind, I can't quiet my mind. It's too boring. XYZ. And this shows us the arrogance of Western society because you can't control your mind. And it's impossible to quiet your mind. Like, when have you ever not been thinking? Like, try to stop thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's impossible, like, even control your heartbeat. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the point of meditation is for you to get out of the way. And then this is when the real self can appear. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, we have all of this chatter and all of this talk going on in our mind, and we think we want these things, need these things. So when you meditate, all you want to really do is just simply breathe in and out. You can count your breath. That helps you focus. You know what I'm saying? Breathe in for and breathe out for however long you want to. You know what I'm saying? But it's just as simple as breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. You know what I'm saying? You can close your eyes for ultimate focus, or you can do it with your eyes open. You know what I'm saying? But the main thing is you want to be breathing. That's the real trick to meditation. And the more you just continue to just sit there and just breathe, you don't even have to do it for too long. Just go for a minute. Start for a minute. And then the more you are comfortable with it, then you will want to do it at longer points in time. But it's just as simple as breathing in and out and maybe counting your breath and let the mind talk. Like, think about what you have to do today. Think about what happened yesterday. Like, because meditation is going to reveal and meditation is going to pull up a lot of things in the mind. So let the mind talk and let it get out its chatter. And the more you do it, the mind will begin to quiet itself, because you are staying detached. All you're going to do is just look at the mind. You're watching the mind and listen to it talk. I mean, all you're doing is continue to focus on the breath, you know what I'm saying? But just continue to elevate on y'all's path and journey. And definitely wanted to share with us that about our forgiveness and acceptance. Two very important just character traits that you need to keep on your journey and always put into play. Like when things happen, accept. When things happen, just forgive and continue to move on. Like the way you move in life is mentally. It's in your heart and in your mind. So just continue to rise, y'all. It's all love.